make sure to remember to lift the rippers. Gets very untidy very quickly if you don't lift the rippers. Good morning everybody, welcome to the channel. We are currently just here at the new lease block. We're still sowing the linseed here. So we've got, what would we be? Probably be 1/3. Yeah, it'd be pretty close to 1/3 of the way through the planting. I've just been keeping in front with a sprayer. I've just got to this morning catch up. I'll do another bit of spray just to keep ahead of the planter. So I've got to go turn the base on, go up the hill where I've got that set up and get going spraying. Hopefully get some drone footage. And then I think after my first load, what I'll probably do is I'll jump on, there's a dozer hiding here somewhere, on tiny one and fill in a little gully. Ideally it's probably a D4 sized gully, but we don't have a D4 here. So we'll just use that, and that way we've got Josiah on the Kellychains, so he can come and tidy it off and smooth it out before we come through the planter. Let's see if we can do this in 2-wheel drive. It's actually quite steep and a little bit loose. Might get there, not quite. It's great having buttons that go into 4-wheel drive, but sometimes a stick gives you a little more assurance. Well, if in doubt, burn the clutch out. Right, so this should be today's adventure. Got a red light on there. So yes, it's actually quite a nice little spot, but I can hear the 555 going down there. We'll see if we can zoom. I can actually see it. There he is. So Josiah's on the Kellys. The rock picker's there. No one's on it at the minute. Where's Phil? So Phil, I think is going to be, oh, don't focus on my finger. Phil's going to be in that paddock there, just behind those trees, I think. So that, yeah, he's got a little ways to go before he catches up to where I sprayed. But yeah, it's a nice little spot here. And then if we walk over here, you can see that's where the, oh, I was already zoomed in. You can see that's where the truck and, well, tiny one's there as well actually at the minute, but that's sort of the home base. And then the sprayer is just down the hill there. But anyway, I'll just wait here for a minute to check that other light's come on, which it has. We're flashing green. Beautiful. Let's go. A few might be wondering why I don't drive the dozers much. There's a couple of reasons. I can't do this one-handed. It was probably more... I didn't bring a rag. Very unorganised. I better not use my trousers. But yes, so Brad and Phil, when they were younger, they did a lot more machinery driving and that than I did. I was pretty distracted by video games and things. So yeah, they were playing with the old D4. I think it was a D4 7U or something back in the day. And so they did a lot of work on that and other things, and I did a little bit, but it wasn't to that extent. And so how it's happened is when the D11s, well, when the first D11 came, obviously you just want to get a bit of experience, and the most experienced sort of people get onto it. And I actually find I get frustrated with when I'm on the dozer, because in my head I know what I want it to look like, but I can never get it to look like how I want it to. So I'm always constantly frustrated, and yeah, so it's just more, I need to spend more time in it and get better at it. But yeah, also when we're contracting, you want the customer to have the best bang for the buck, and that's Phil and Brad. So that is like, yeah, maybe when we're doing a bit more of our own work, I can fiddle around maybe one day. But anyway, that's a long-winded explanation of what's going on. Right, wait for that to fill up. So with that quick fill point, it'll fill up automatically. So yeah, it'll just switch itself off. Save fuel going everywhere. So I'm just heading down pretty well straight where the dozer's pointing, and there's just a little gully there to tidy up. Right, off on the road trip. I'll make sure to try and remember to lift the rippers. Gets very untidy very quickly if you don't lift the rippers. Right, so here's the culprit. I think, yeah, what we're actually going to have to do, I initially thought when I first came and looked at it that it would just be right to fill in that little bit there, but yeah, it is cut out back up here. So I'll try and get bring in a bit of dirt from up there. It actually does plateau out there a little bit, so I can bring that down, fill this up, make sure it's not too steep, not running down too steep even into there a bit, just so it gives it a bit more, less of a chance to eat out again. So what I might do, I might pop you guys somewhere here where I'm not going to run over you. I need to get lessons from Phil how to not run over a GoPro. I wonder if I can hang you in a tree here. Right, well, I think I've done here for the minute. I don't really want to muck around too much because one thing I'm bad at is I think I'll just tidy off that little bit and then I go and try and do something and I stuff the whole thing. So I'm just going to stay here, and we've got Josiah coming down right now actually with the Kellys. So I've left a few of these ridges. The Kellys will tidy this up quite nicely. So it's I think it'll still run water. I'm pretty happy with that. It'll be good to see what happens with the Kellys. One thing's for certain with the bigger dozer like the D11 is you always want to take less of a cut than too much, because it's painful when you accidentally gouge a massive hole in the ground. We'll See how she comes up with the Kellys here. I might even just move the dozer forward a bit out of the road. It's actually quite almost relaxing when you don't have the pressure of doing a perfect job. Have a look. I could probably just watch from here. It's actually one thing we've found, we seem to use the Kellychains a lot more just doing this sort of stuff, smoothing off, than we do for any kind of weed control or anything like that. They work really good for this sort of thing. It's probably still just a little bit. Ideally I'd want maybe not so much fall on there, because that'll probably cut away again pretty easily, but yeah, it's a bit hard to judge with soft dirt and then you compact it and all of that. So I think yeah, it's a lot better anyway. Yeah, I don't want to spend so much time, but it is very difficult to get a good idea of what's happening from up on the dozer because you're so high up. I think ideally there might just be a bit too much fall just this little section here, but in saying that, it looks like it's only just a little bit of a high spot of soft dirt. So anyway, the water's still going to run. Well, that looks pretty good. I certainly don't think I can do any better. So we'll go back to spraying. Well, slight plan change. I'm just going to help Phil load up and then I'll get spraying. We can just watch Phil as he checks the machine. Some exciting stuff. Show us something exciting. When's the new haircut coming?
When we stop breaking other stuff. We've blown our budget for a few years, I think.
Anyway, I'm going to help Phil just finish off here, get another load of spray, keep spraying. Right, well, I think Josiah's taking the Kellychains back to the development block. Yeah, trying to get that back there before dark, so he should just make it. Phil's gonna probably just go till he runs this load out. Yeah, no real need to go into the night, so he's probably got another maybe 2 hours to go here. I'm just going to double check that there's nothing I need to do, and I might just follow Josiah back or something, make sure there's no issues there. Well guys, hope you have enjoyed the video. Just hit the like button if you did enjoy it, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one.